I'm feeling great. That was a wonderful speech. Didn't you think he was sort of Mr. Smooth?
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. This was a week that the leftist media was heavily promoting their man Biden as he was about to give his State of the Union address. The state-run media just can't hype him enough.
And Amy Walter, as President Biden sort of ticks through the laundry list of his objectively historic achievements.
Yeah, there are lots of records and objectively historic achievements, and high inflation, failed foreign policy, illegal border crossings, but of course they don't mention any of that. They just love Biden so much that they have their own pet name for him.
I'm feeling great. That was a wonderful speech. Didn't you think he was sort of Mr. Smooth?
No, actually.
And congratulations to Chuck Schumer, another term as Senate Minority Leader. I think this time you have a slightly bigger majority, Mr. Leader. You're in a majority leader.
So smooth, right? Some network personalities should just be nicknamed Mr. Leftist Kiss Ass.
Didn't you think he was sort of Mr. Smooth? This guy has been in national politics for 50 years. You don't always see the result of that, but you sure saw it tonight. He was elegant. He was civilized.
Name me a world leader who changed places with Xi Jinping. Name me one.
Ah, Mr. Smooth. Don't mention that Joe seemed a little lost at times. The leftist media doesn't want to hear that. They're openly pushing for Joe's re-election.
Can I just point out that Joe Biden and I are the same age? Would you say that I could not do my job for the next 4 years?
Unless your face is supposed to terrify young children and give them nightmares, I don't think you can do your job now, Joy. I know it's hard to believe, but some in the media actually did recognize that Mr. Smooth was just telling lies throughout his speech. They also concluded, that was fine because he was smiling. Take it away, ABC's Jonathan Karl.
He made the stuff he said about Social Security was over the top. There's nobody seriously talking about sunsetting Social Security in the Republican Party. But he did it with a smile. It was a jovial Joe Biden.
He's just so happy when he lies. It's jovial Joe. Why be annoyed? And even though Biden's too weak of a leader to mention the Chinese spy balloon that he just let float over the continental United States for several days, well, that's politically courageous.
But on China, what Joe Biden did tonight by not taking on China more aggressively was politically courageous, if you will.
So courageous, so brave. And don't you be critical of Biden's failing policies. Watch as CNN's Don Lemon scolds Republican Representative Byron Donalds of Florida about the border, as activist Lemon tells him it'd be better for him to work with Biden than be critical.
The president's immigration policies, when he changed border protocols, when he came into office, January 20, 2021, these are his executive orders. They have led to the massive shifts, the massive raises in people crossing the border illegally.
One of his own my question. Wouldn't it be better to try to work with the president instead of criticizing the plan, saying that it's not going to work, or that something in the past has not worked?
We would love to. But you actually have to secure the border.
It is kind of fun to watch Lemon get schooled, isn't it?
We want to work on border security and try to work on these things, but you're looking backwards.
Don, you have to look back at the policy changes. How can you ignore 4.5 million people coming through the southern border and say, don't look back the last 2 years, let's just look forward? You have to have policy changes.
Don's face, sour lemon. Left doesn't like hearing logic or truth, which is why ABC and CBS ignored the House Oversight Committee hearing on Twitter's censorship on the reporting of Hunter Biden's laptop. There's no need to learn anything about Hunter's laptop or big tech censorship. MSNBC, believe it or not, actually did discuss the issue, but it tells you all you need to know about that network, that their panel on the importance of Hunter's laptop was led by none other than Jen Psaki, Biden's former press secretary, who is now, of course, an MSNBC commentator.
This is what they care about. Hunter Biden's laptop and photos of Hunter Biden that nobody wants to see. That is what they are defending having out there.
Yeah, censoring bad news about the Biden family, that's just social media doing its job. There couldn't possibly be anything in those emails about the big guy getting his 10% and information being shared by Hunter at the time that he was hanging out at his dad's house with the Corvette and all those classified documents. The media wants to push the narrative. It's all just about naughty Hunter photos.
The only conspiracy here is a conspiracy of dunces that is our government right now, is reflected in this hearing. This communicates to every Chinese official, send more balloons. These people are idiots.
At least the ones sitting in the chairs at CNN are. See, the censorship of the laptop story helped the media hand Joe Biden an election. And they get really annoyed when people question that, as do the Democrats. Both they and the media prefer kangaroo court committees that are staged for television, like the January 6th committee where the show was produced and staged by a former ABC TV executive. They don't want to see real committee hearings.
Yeah. First, let me just say, if this was about making a compelling TV show for the American people, Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson are not TV you want to see.
Or it might just be the TV that leftists don't want to show. It's amazing how little, if any, coverage these committees are getting. They certainly wouldn't want to damage the image of
Mr. Smooth.
I'm Eric Scheider for MRC-TV, asking you to visit the MRC homepage, hit that donation button to help us keep videos like this one coming. Visit MRCTV.org for the latest in information and entertainment, and like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the platforms that let you see us. We'll return next week with another look at leftist media madness.